All right, before we dive in, I think it's only fair for you to know who you're learning from. If you're going to spend the next few hours with me, and you will, you deserve to know why I'm the one teaching this course. So, who am I? My name is Isaac Rudansky. I'm an author, an educator, and the founder of Adventure Media, a digital marketing agency based in New York that's managed over $500 million in ad spend for clients all around the world. But more importantly for this course, I'm a storyteller. And not in the vague, everyone's a storyteller way you see on LinkedIn. I've spent over a decade learning how to craft stories that land. Here's what I mean by that. I wrote a book called Georgie Summers and the Scribes of Scatterplot. It's right here. It's available for pre-order. I highly encourage you to check it out on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, in an airport, wherever books are sold, and it would mean the world to me if you would consider grabbing a copy. It's a beautiful hardcover with a glossy, embossed dust jacket, and there's a fun crack the code adventure for every kid, guaranteed to win a prize, only available in the first edition of the hardcover. But this course is not about selling my book. It's a middle grade adventure fantasy novel, think Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, that kind of world. But here's the thing. I didn't just wake up one day with a publishing deal in my inbox. It wasn't like that at all. It was brutal. I had to grind. I had to figure out how to get a literary agent. That was an awful process that took 2 years. I had to write hundreds of query letters, and I was ghosted for a long time until I figured out a query letter that actually landed. I had to rewrite chapters so many times I practically memorized them. I faced rejection after rejection after rejection. And at some point I realized this is not about luck, this is about craft. So I went deep. I studied Robert McKee. I studied Christopher Vogler and Joseph Campbell. I read The Elements of Style and reread The Elements of Style by E.B. White and everything that Stephen Pressfield has written. I took all of the writing courses, enrolled in writing workshops, and spent hundreds of hours perfecting the craft of writing. And I realized that a lot of the courses, a lot of the books, while there was great golden nuggets inside them, taken in totality, they were either too abstract or too basic. Nobody was teaching people like me, people who want to do the work, but need to know what work to do. And over time, I figured it out. I built a set of principles around storytelling, not just for books, but for business. Because here's the thing, I'm not an author. I don't even refer to myself as an author. I run an advertising agency. And if there's one place where storytelling is life or death, it's marketing and advertising. Every email I write to a prospect, every ad I create for a client, every script we write is judged by one thing. Did it generate a response? Did it generate sales? I had to learn how to tell stories that work quickly, in and out. Stories that hook people in seconds. Stories that can turn an email into a meeting or a scroll on a landing page into a click on a call to action and eventually a sale. It was life or death for me in building this advertising agency. And it was over the course of 10 years actually trying to run an advertising agency and grow it. And we have grown it into 3 offices with over 50 employees in Philly, in Florida, and New York. That's where I learned to combine everything I knew about classic storytelling with everything I was learning about business. And now I'm here in this course with you. But let me be clear. I'm really not here because I think I'm the world's greatest storyteller. I'm not even sure I'm a great storyteller to begin with. I've just spent an enormous amount of time over the course of the last 10 years fighting tooth and nail for every inch of progress. And I've learned how to do it without wasting time. This course is not about me, it's about you. It's about giving you the tools I really wish I had 10 years ago when I was starting this process. It's about saving you from the endless loop of self-doubt. And is this good enough that every writer faces when you're staring at the screen, whether it's writing a chapter or an email? If I do my job right, by the end of this course, you'll be able to tell a story that makes people feel something. That is the most important component of storytelling. Whether that story is a book, fiction or nonfiction, an email, a business pitch, a case study, it doesn't matter. You will have the skills. And what people don't realize is those skills are so transferable to every form of writing, both creative and business. And if you ever feel like you're not good enough or that you're wasting your time, I want you to remember something. Nobody else can tell your story like you can. That is the definition of voice. I don't care how many books are out there. I don't care how many blog posts were written this past week. There's nobody else with your story, your perspective, your voice, and that is why I'm here. That's why I'm teaching this course. Because I know how it feels to wonder if your story matters. I know how it feels to be stuck, to literally second guess every single line you write. But I also know that on the other side of that fear is a breakthrough. And I want you to have that breakthrough. If you're ready to learn how to tell stories that land, let's get to work. No fluff, no filler, just the tools, the process, and the path forward. In the next module, we're going to jump into the actual principles of creative writing. I'm really excited to get started. I will see you there in a moment.
Go behind the scenes at one of New York's fastest growing digital advertising agencies. Learn the tactics that we deploy for our clients every single day. You're going to be able to take that information, the best practices, the testing frameworks, and apply them today in your own campaigns and see extraordinary results. Join the Adventure Academy and learn digital advertising from the #1 and #3 most influential PPC experts in the world. They don't teach this stuff in advertising school.